Insight from world-renowned photographer Jim Brandenburg and the music of Michael Monroe. Check it out right now on the playlist.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Michael Monroe paints sound portraits with his music. His songs, layers of guitar, flute, and voice, speak of his surroundings and the natural landscapes that inspire him. So please welcome Mr. Michael Monroe.
This is the time of awakening. The season has come for new life. The cold giving way to a warm wind. The darkness is chased by the light. Have asleep since the snowfall is turning her face to the sun. Somehow the seeds still remember to spring from the earth as one. So we sing her song of love, and we watch the stars above for a sign of the change in the seasons, the return of the light of love. Some of us stay through the winter. Some of us fly to the sun. And those who remain know the joy that comes with the taste of spring rain on the tongue. So we sing her song of love, and we watch the stars above for a sign of the change in the seasons, the return of the light of love. Is this the reason for living? To learn from the earth how it's done. We're never far from our mother. She's where we are going and where we're from. So we sing her song of love, and we watch the stars above for a sign of a change in the seasons, the return of the light of love.
That is a great sound. That's a lot of sound. Thank you so much. And we'll get to hear more from Michael Music and a little bit more about his collaboration with photographer Jim Brandenburg. But first, UMD's School of Fine Arts. It's working up a collaboration of its own. The Opera Department is staging Hansel and Gretel with help from the Minnesota Ballet and the Lake Superior Youth Chorus. Even before the sets and costuming and lighting are all done, the production is coming together quite nicely. Take a listen.
With your hand you nick, nick, nick. With your fingers you click, click, click. Step out here, follow me. It's the heart as you can see. With your hand you nick, nick, nick. With your fingers you click, click, click.
It's filled with everything. There is fun dancing that Hansel and Gretel do, and there's comedy and there's great drama. It is the grim fairy tale of Hansel and Gretel.
I know the story, but I never heard of this opera before, and so to be cast in it and be able to show the story has been really exciting.
I am Dr. Regina Zona, and I am the opera program director here at UMD, and I am the director of this musical extravaganza.
Now wait! Where's Hansel and Gretel? Where they've gone to?
My name is Becky Farmer, and I play Hansel. Well, it's a pant role, which means that it's made for a woman.
My name is Amanda Weiss, and I play Gretel. She can be nice to her brother, but you definitely see how they joke around and how they like to tease each other.
They are meant for kids, if you please.
They are visited by 14 angels who protect them overnight. And these 14 angels are going to be ballerinas from the Minnesota Ballet. And so we're very excited about our collaboration with that. And then at the end of the story, all of the children that the witch has turned into gingerbread cookies come to life. And these children are going to be sung by and played by the Lake Superior Youth Chorus.
There's a lot of great feeling to sing with such a wonderful group of people, and everyone's attitudes has been fantastic. It's just been a lot of fun.
This opera is an opera for kids of all ages. It's for little ones to big old ones.
It's very melodic, there's catchy tunes.
It's in English, so it'll be easy for people to understand, and the storyline is incredibly entertaining.
I think we've lost our way.
I think it'll be visually stunning and hopefully musically entertaining and solid.
It is something that hopefully will pull in some more brand new opera lovers from it.
I am a boy, I'm not afraid.
The production features a live orchestra and a lot of great singing. Hansel and Gretel opens Friday, January 28th, and tickets are available online through UMD. Now, the playlist gallery features the work of LaDonna Tornabene tonight. She's a faculty member at UMD, and our thanks to LaDonna and Krista and Master Framing for supporting the playlist. Now, you can learn more about the show and suggest artists for future episodes on our website, theplaylistonline.org. You can also join us on Facebook and get the latest on our playlist and other arts happenings in the region. And now, please welcome back Michael Monroe. And Michael, will you introduce this next song for us?
Sure. This is a song called Winter Song, which is the title song from that album that I wrote while I was skiing behind my house, spending a lot of time back in the woods and enjoying that quiet that you get when you're off skiing. And a lot of ideas came to me while I was doing that, through that silence. So this is a song that sort of embraces winter.
Making everything wait all along my path over memories of autumn hues. It's music to my eyes, and I've always loved harmony. Cuts to the very heart of me, like a fire in December, down to my soul it warms me. It's like the promise of love in the spring. It's in the way that the sun makes me sing. It's in the way that the autumn can bring a grateful tear to my eye. Every season is calling to me to be the changes that I want to see in a world full of disharmony. I'll sing my winter song. I know sometimes it seems winter freezes everything, but what appears to be cold and still is only sleeping. And sleep is when we dream of the songs that we want to sing. From the darkness and the silence comes a new refrain. It's like the promise of love in the spring. It's in the way that the sun makes me sing. It's in the way that the autumn can bring a grateful tear to my eye. Every season is calling to me to be the changes that I want to see in a world full of disharmony. I'll sing my winter song. It's like the promise of love in the spring. It's in the way that the sun makes me sing. It's in the way that the autumn can bring a grateful tear to my eye. Every season is calling to me to be the changes that I want to see
just beautiful. You just want to let that last note just go.
I know, I love that chord too.
Yeah, it's very pretty. So the lyrics are fantastic. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration that you get from where you live.
Oh, being up north in Grand Marais area, I mean, I love to do hiking, and I love to go skiing and snowshoeing. So when I'm out there, I get a chance to empty my brain of all the other stuff that's going on and really appreciate nature. I mean, I used to write mostly about relationships and stuff, and then I was writing kind of ethereal things, and then I got really in touch with the beauty of the earth and started writing about that. So that's been my latest inspiration.
They're beautiful ballads. And you do the extra step of all this technical wizardry. So will you you know, I don't know if you should spill all your secrets, but how do you accompany yourself on both the guitar and the flute at the same time?
Well, I'll show you. I have some really fun tools. I've got a guitar synthesizer at home where I can actually play drums and bass and piano and stuff. And what I can do with sounds and with my voice is put everything into a digital loop as I go. So I have a floor pedal button here. If I push this and then sing or play something, it'll repeat. Sing or play something, it'll repeat. Yeah, then I can add some more stuff like it'll repeat. Yeah, then I can add some more stuff like it'll repeat. Or I can sing some stuff harmony. Or I can sing some stuff harmony. Or I can sing some stuff harmony. Or I can sing some stuff. Yeah, so I'm a band. Thank you. I'm a band in my own mind.
But it does add a level of complication to what you're doing.
Oh, it does. I have to multitask, and people say men can't multitask. Well, I'm doing it.
Well, I think it sounds fantastic. Now, behind you, we've been looking at some pictures from Jim Brandenburg.
Yeah.
And they are some beautiful images. So I know that you're working on a collaboration. We had a chance to talk to Jim Brandenburg earlier in Ely at his home, and he offered us some insight on what this collaboration is all about. So take a look at that.
Well, we share something really common, that we live up here in the far north, right on the Canadian border. And it's a fairly small community, those of us that make a living in those elusive things like the arts. And my original profession was a musician, a guitarist. And I remember Michael playing back in the Twin Cities long time ago, when I was just starting for National Geographic, and very talented guy. And of course, I don't remember exactly how we got together of late. It just seemed inevitable. Music has always been very important in my life. In fact, I think if I would have stayed with music, I probably would have been a better musician. Michael would disagree with me. I would have probably been a better musician than I am a photographer. Music runs deeper in my veins than visuals. But I think you have to be more disciplined to play music. With the photography that I do, I can do it by myself. I'm not on stage, and I can kind of be more to the mood. But I've always got music in my head. We haven't rehearsed for the next show in Grand Rapids, but we've done it enough. I'll send him, if we don't get together, I'll send him a slideshow of sorts, and he'll interpret it. And he'll do his music, and I'll do my slideshow, and he'll play to some of it, and I'll talk, and he'll talk. And there's a lot of serendipitous things that happen with us, because we seem to fit pretty well together and respect each other and like each other. And so we get on stage with a little bit of form and just kind of let it go and let it happen. I think he's an extremely talented fellow, and I'm very proud to be on stage with him. You have to see him in person, because how he loops the music on command is something that if you play guitar, you really appreciate his skill and his art.
If I were perfect, I'd be done.
I'll probably pick things that are a little more poetic. Instead of hard, fast animal behavior kinds of things, I'll probably pick a little bit more pastoral, maybe some new things, maybe from things in Europe that I've been shooting lately, but certainly Northwoods things and maybe a little bit of prairie things. You know, it's one of those things, you'd like to think you make a difference in this world, leave something behind, but if people can have an appreciation for nature, that precious resource we have here, and know that it's such a precious resource, we need to take it very seriously, take care of it. A little bit of advocacy, but if they just enjoy the evening and feel good about life, that's enough.
So that's some pretty impressive photography.
Oh man, he's so inspiring. I got to work with him on the Chase by the Light project, the documentary, and I sat in my Northwoods home using solar power with my video, looking at the pictures that he'd taken, and the music just poured out of me because he has an eye that is like a musician. I mean, he sees musically. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just evokes music from me when I look at what he's done.
Tell me a little bit about how this Rife Center collaboration, what will people see?
They're going to see his amazing images on, I think it's an HD giant screen. And we're going to share the evening with getting insight from him about how he does what he does. And then some of it's going to be spontaneous, like he was saying, where I'm improvising music over what I'm seeing on the screen. And some of the stuff I will have seen that he's sent me, but some of it is new. So there's a lot of improvisation and spontaneity going on. And then there's, like he said, a little bit of form. So we're going to trade off. I'm going to do kind of a concert, and he's going to do a presentation, and we're going to pull it all together.
What fun.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Really fun.
So before we let you go, or actually get a little more music from you, tell me what's next beyond the Rife Center this Saturday night. What's next for you?
Well, I'm looking at writing a new album this winter. That's my plan. I've got a whole bunch of ideas. I've been so busy performing, I haven't had a chance to flesh it out. So that's one plan. We also are doing this log cabin concert series in my home, which has just been a treat. Over New Year's, we had Michael Johnson at the house, famous for Bluer Than Blue. Yeah, and at our house. And there it is.
There it is.
Yeah, and we have like 30, 40 people in, and it's a very intimate night of music and socializing. Once a month we do this. I think the next one's coming up on the 19th. February.
It's just fantastic that you invite people into your home and give them the chance to meet you and sit down and listen to your music in a more personal way.
Well, it's been such a great addition to what we've been doing it now for like 5 years, and it gets better and better. It's every time it's a little different depending on who the audience is, and I've had a lot of repeat people coming back and lots of new people too.
Well, good reason to go up the shore, I think.
Yeah, they can find the schedule for the Log Cabin Concert Series on michaelmonroemusic.com.
Okay, and that's also where you can buy CDs?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I had to slip that in there.
Oh, thank you. Got it, shameless plug, yeah.
You got it, you got it. Now remember, From My Backyard features the photography of Jim Brandenburg and music from Michael Monroe. It's a live performance at the Rife Center in Grand Rapids, Saturday night at 7:30. Ticket information can be found on the Rife Center's website. Now we've got time for one more song from Michael before our time is up, but thank you so much for braving the cold and coming down from Grand Marais.
My pleasure. Thanks for letting us bring our dog in too.
Yeah, well, she's welcome. She was quiet. She was very nice.
Very good, yes.
Well, we wish you a great weekend, and remember to go out and support the arts.
Side by side, with no fear of who is standing near. Our roots are intertwined. What's yours is mine. We're all just reaching for the stars. And one they named Sol, the sun. On Terra from. She sees us all on earth as one. Boundaries none. life and light for all. We could take a lesson from the trees. We could take direction from the breeze. We could take a moment to see everything is as it should be. Changing poison into air, growing branches where we lose all our cares, living long, going nowhere, watching as the world passes by. And though this old poplar fell, it's living on with a song to tell. So can we make harmony from the people falling needlessly? We could take a lesson from the trees. We could take direction from the breeze. We could take a moment to see.
For the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and by viewers like you.